Hey, oh my God, I was going to say Sag, but no, Leo. We're doing Leo reading because we did the Sagittarius reading yesterday. Hold on, I'm going to bring down the camera just a touch so we can see the cards and see what's going on. All right, for my Leos, please. What is the situation? And yesterday I was going to do Libra, but then I said Gemini, and I was like, forget it, let's do Gemini. So now I'm like, if it's coming out of my mouth, that's probably who Spirit wants me to do. But I did Saggy yesterday, so no. Leo today. Leo, let's see what's going on for my Leo. Let's do the second week of October, please, for my Leos. What's going on for my Leos next week? Wow, 3 major arcanas. 1, 2, 3. All right, you have the Hermit, Virgo, Aquarius with the Star, and Sagittarius with Judgment. Maybe that's why I kept saying Sagittarius. Anyway, long story short, you've pulled yourself back. You're doing this time out, Leo. You're keeping yourself in like lone wolf status, in the dark. I don't know, not going out, not really talking. You're trying to make a wise decision regarding something, but the sad part is you think it's hopeless. You think there's nothing you can do about it because mainly you have to make a judgment call. So you're home pining away in the dark to yourself, saying to yourself, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling good about this. I'm not feeling like I want to go out and socialize. I have to make a judgment call that's really, really hard on this relationship or this job that I feel and think is hopeless. Not me, you. But we'll see when I clarify. You're trying to make a wise decision, what's best for you. For some of you, work is coming in strongly too. You're at a job or a place where you're like, no matter what I do, no matter what I say, I know they like me. I know that I'm all right here, but it's just not fun anymore. It's just toxic. I'm always getting yelled at. It's like high risk, low reward. What the hell am I doing here? And it's also the same exact notion and feelings in a relationship. All right, what's coming in towards my Leos, please? All right, 9 of Wands and the King of Wands. I don't know if this is you or your person, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is you. You're dealing with somebody here that, yes, potentially could be a fire sign like yourself. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Here they are. And they are definitely in the upright position. And I see the universe is back here. And there's another person that's broken up with or we have said goodbye to. Anyway, let's go back here. See, you feel like a wounded warrior. You feel emotionally down and broken. Like you now at this point, you're like, you don't care to be vulnerable or open to share at all. You've created so many boundaries that it's become a wall. This isn't good. This doesn't usually denote health. Also, there's a situation or a thing where you feel like you're about to give up. But whoever this person is, I don't know if it's necessarily who you think it is. They're here for you. Interesting. This is the incoming energy, the opposing energy. So this is like a person that you're dealing with. Lover, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, friend, boss. They're here for you. But there was another person back there too that wasn't here for you or for it. Anyway, let me see what's going on here. What is it that Leo doesn't see coming their way? All right, so maybe in the recent past there could have been something casual that had happened, or at first it looked like it was fun and flighty and whatever. And maybe it carried on, I don't know. But what is happening to you the second week of October is that now you're trying to temper yourself. All right, here's the Saggy card again. Temperance. You're trying to temper yourself. You're trying to find balance within you. That balance so your inner compass can point you towards your true north. The problem is you're torn. You don't know which direction to go into. You honestly don't know. It's almost like you have to solve a crime, right? But you have no leads. You don't know what path to try to like uncover to find the truth. It's what's going on here. Should you stay here with this person or should you go on with the new person? Should you stay in this job that you've invested in or take a new job? Should you stay here or should you move? Should you be with him or not? These are your like difficult choices that you're trying to make. You're trying to weigh your pros and cons. At least that's what you're going to be doing heavily. I see you also waiting for something. Don't wait too long. All right? Because if you wait too long, then you let them take control of your life. Advice for my Leos, please. Leo, you've got to be sensing this. You've got to be sensing the change, the patterns, the wind. I mean, you've been getting signs for the last 6 months, or at least you've been feeling differently the last 6 months. And let me tell you something. Now that we're in Libra season, yay, Venus is here. What does that do? The luckiest planets, I want to say, is Venus and Jupiter. Why? Because they influence us. Jupiter in the way of opportunities and us going out there and snagging them, right? Venus opening our heart chakra so we can find love in things. Love within ourselves, love within partnerships, relationships, jobs, the things that we do, our life itself, right? So Venus encourages you and sparks open your heart in order to influence you to see what it is, that thing that you want out of life mostly. So you can go out there and chase it, right, Leo? So in your advice, the Five of Wands is saying you have to challenge someone. Well, I don't care if that's a fight, an argument, or whatever, push back. That's actually what it's saying. Now is not the time to take a risk also, which is weird because that's like juxtaposed position in the cards. And the Eight of Cups, walking away from someone. So now with this combination all put together, let's talk about this. You have blocks, you have obstacles, and you have challenges. So in your case, this is something that's very competitive, right? So it's asking you to compete or push back or do you or not, keep fighting, don't give up. But walk away from the thing that no longer emotionally serves you. There's a thing here that's not worth the risk. That's what it's saying. So I'm seeing the thing that, like, say you're getting breadcrumbs from somebody. What's the point in it? Can it be salvaged? Can it turn into something whole? That's emotionally deflating. It's asking you to walk away from that. Simultaneously, it's telling you to kind of push back or challenge the status quo because you're in a situation that is challenging, that is competitive. Imagine you're a dancer auditioning for something. What are you going to give up? What if I was to tell you you're 10 failures away from success? How fast you want to succeed? Or how fast you want to fail? But don't stick around if you don't want to be a dancer, right? Why risk a broken leg or a foot or an injury? It's saying something where you're not looking towards the future anyway. You're kind of scared. Not scared, but I want to say just be careful you're not doing something flighty. That's the vibe I'm getting. I think you don't have enough of information, and that is why. So, and it could be the other person, what's going on in their external environment. It's affecting them, thus going to affect you. Now, what is the outcome of the week, please, for Leo? Wow, there's a lot of wands and swords. So action and thoughts, action and thoughts. Let's see. You have the Ace of Swords and the Six of Wands. Look, as a fire sign, I feel like all Leos, Aries, and Sagittarius, they will always have their moment of success, right? Because you have the Six of Wands and that's success. That's job well done, validation, kudos, blah, blah, blah. But the reason I brought up all the fire signs is because although you're getting some validation, vindication, like your person comes back to you, it's an ego boost. What do you do with it? How do you transmute that as a fire sign? Because fire signs take action, right? Does it turn into what you wanted though? Does this success turn into that promotion? Does this success turn into that relationship? Does that success wash away the problems? No, they just came back to vindicate you, validate you, but to what avail? Ace of Swords, though, however, makes me feel a little bit optimistic in the sense that you're starting something brand new in the sense of truth, honesty. You're all putting your cards on the table. This is also talking about new contracts and things like that. We're going to clarify soon and we'll see. And this could be in regards to a lot of money on your home or marriage and commitment. Start clarifying. But this is successful, and what it is that is successful is that you're starting something based on truth and honesty. Now, for my Leos, please. Hermit. Wow. Six of Wands came out again. As we start is how we will end. I don't know if you sensed what I was telling you. To what avail is the success, right? You know how I said, oh, it's an ego boost? Even though they come back, you might be feeling like it's still hopeless. All right, so you start taking action. Well, different deck cards are aligning. Look, you start taking action, Nine of Wands. In the next position, again, you have Nine of Wands. Six of Wands is how we're starting. Six of Wands is how we're ending. What the thing is that you feel, although you feel like the person's coming back, that's great, but will things change? That's what I mean. So you're trying to lie low, make wise decisions. If not that, then you're just taking a time out to see how you feel separated from the situation or the person. What is the Nine of Wands, please? Clarify for Leo. Moon and rising also, not just sun, Leo. Especially when the planets in the skies shift. Like if we're talking about Pluto's or Mars or Jupiter, whatever, you have to see in your birth chart what planet, what sign that planet is in. So say, for example, Pluto is retrograding, but your Pluto is like Aries, right? You're going to go see how that affects you today. Same thing. If Leo is in your Pluto and Pluto is retrograding today, you'd want to see this reading. That's my point. Sorry. That's crazy. I literally shuffled this deck and the Eight of Wands just came back out on the Nine of Wands, where before I shuffled, that Nine of Wands and that Eight of Wands were together in this deck. So you're taking action. You're kind of closing off a little bit. You're shutting down. You're shutting off. Like you're kind of like, you know how you used to be that person like, oh, let's go out for dinner. Absolutely. I want to keep my friends and socialize. Okay, let's go for a nightcap. Oh, okay, that's my limit. I'm going home now. Good night. Some of you are like, you're going into that lone wolf era is what I'm saying. You're also going back to something, Eight of Cups in reverse. I think you're going back to make sure, I think you're turning over every stone. Make sure that every stone is turned over, checked under, all of that stuff. So somebody here is going back to what wasn't emotionally serving them. But guess what? A fresh new start in love is going to come. And when that comes, your heart will heal. I know you're going like seesaw, or you're teeter-tottering back and forth with something from your recent past. You made a decision. You started moving forward, but then you took like a step back. You U-turned. Let me see what's going on here. But that's not going to be for long. These are the shadow effects of the eclipse. What is Temperance and the Two of Swords in reverse, please? This obviously isn't going to resonate with everybody. But I tend to find that when I'm reading for every zodiac sign, it tends to lean heavier on one decan. There's 3 decans in each zodiac sign, 1, 2, and 3, right? And that's when you were born. So you're either a Leo Deacon 1, 2, or 3. And I tend to find that when I ask, that it usually goes 70% towards the same deacon. So that's the same group within your cohort of Leo. And that's who I feel like I'm reading for now. So with that said, you're trying to find balance and temper yourself in a situation that had completely exploded. Something shocking happened to the point where you're going to lose your job, to the point where you're going to lose your marriage, to the point where you're going to lose your career, your relationship, who you were, your integrity. I don't know. It's big. The tower comes when we stay in places for far too long that we do not belong in, where they don't deserve us. All right? Now, I also see this fire sign here too, and you're really, really torn. I don't know if that's your new person trying to come in and you're just kind of like, I don't know. I'm trying to salvage this thing that fell apart. Maybe not. I don't know, or maybe you should. Let's see. But because I see new love trying to come in. I just also know me and almost every other reader out there, psychics, intuitives, whatever you call yourself out there, witches, with this year and the eclipses, we know that everybody's life is going to change for 2026. No one is left unscathed. You will not still be in that job for 20 years. You will not be in that relationship for 20 years. You will not be in that shitty situation for 20 years. This is going to change. And if it's not the situation, it is you personally, your mentality towards things. All right, let us continue. And I'm seeing that happening now, that shift for you, Leo. I can see the shift happening. And here it is in this week. And it's pivotal. It's huge because by 2026, you're going to have a different life. All right. 5 of Wands, 8 of Cups, 2 of Wands in reverse. You're holding on to something or someone, but you're starting to realize maybe it's time to let it go. The second you do that, is the second you stop stressing and the second you start seeing clearly, the fog gets lifted. And be like, I was worried over that. It's like the little kid who's worried about the monsters under their bed. You're going to realize those monsters were just stuffed animals in the dark that had shadows that we were playing out as big shadows. So, you need to challenge you're in a challenging situation. So some of you, if you're fighting for something that's not giving, it's not giving. It's saying it's also not worth the risk, like high risk, low reward kind of situation. You got to calculate that and understand that. See, here you are. You're like the A student working for the C student, but you're getting up off the bench and realizing, look, all of these coins that I've collected and earned, I've learned knowledge. I've learned experience. I've learned know-how. I know what I need to do. I've created an amazing resume, but now I got to look up and get to my 9 and to my 10 because I'm stuck at 8. So now you got to look up and see what's missing and go for it. Because you're clinging on to this. All right? And maybe you realize you're not going to get any further in this job. Or maybe you're not going to get any further in this relationship. Or this place or situation that you're at. But I'm really being forewarned about not taking a risk on something, whatever that is, or it's not worth the risk. I don't know. You got to let me know what that is down below. Ace of Swords, 6 of Wands, please. Somebody rushes in to say something, and then here you are on an individual level, meaning single to mingle, tasty as a little Pringle, or financially independent. But somebody rushes in to communicate this. I don't know if this is you or them. It's like one of those, I'm not saying this is what happened, but it's kind of like the action of, you know what? I think we're through here. We're done. Independent. I think I don't want to work here anymore. We're done. Goodbye. I think that, this is how we should do this. Period. The end. Like you're doing this on your own too. But then this makes you feel successful because now you're starting a relationship based on truth and honesty. when that person, or if that's you or them, rushes in to say this, when you say this, if it's you. And this comes from a place where you're knowing your worth and your value because you're an empress. And you're like, wait a minute, all these people report to me. I can't forget what I came here to do, what I wanted to bring into my life. Best believe the universe is testing you. Best believe. All right, let me see what's going on here in the world of love so we know what we're reading for the extended. Guys, there's the extendeds have changed. There's like a single purchase, a one-off. Leo, please. And we go into your person. It's all love life. What they're going to do, what their feelings and thoughts are of you, the actions, what the universe sees, and then we go through every zodiac sign. And then we place tarot cards on these to see more messages from the oracles. Worth waiting for and reconciliation. Maybe that's what that's about. This is going to be friggin' interesting. The extended. By the way, the extended is single purchase, as I said before. Subscriptions is monthly, your sign only, and memberships. Memberships is all access, all signs. I don't know what I'm going to do with your subscriptions yet. Let me know if you're interested in that. For now, there is an extended. It's going to be for the all access people and the single purchases for now. But if you guys want Leo for a monthly subscription, let me know in the comments down below so I can start that up for you. It's not a big deal. It's just creating a different link. What's going on here for Leo, please? It's just, we're not there yet. We have to grow your audience. And you can help me with that, guys. You know what you need to do? Attracting, not chasing. Anything or anyone you chase after will run the other way because of the fears underlying chasing energy. Instead, attract what you need by sending out love, gratitude, and welcoming energy. That's what I was talking about before with Venus, letting it influence you on that level. So you are being attracted instead of you chasing. Attracting, not chasing. I love this, guys. Thoughts below, and I will see you guys on the next one.